felt this that went with it. One thing that Ezra Pound insisted on, and that you can't help but respond to, and that is clarity. Clear images, clear sound that nevertheless can provoke mystery, which is nice if you just leave it there. Don't explain it. So it's the kind of thing that makes you want to read the book again. So I did. I read it again. And then I read parts of it more again. Well, partly it was that wit that made me do that. Partly it was... So I'm going to... Candace suggested that I do this, and I was already going to do it with the other book, and I thought, what a wonderful idea. I'm going to give you a portion of a portion of a portion of a portion of the poem. This is from a segment of it called The Sun and I. So the sun shows up a lot in this section with the trees. And this is part 3 of that part of this book. And that is not the right section. Oh, here we go. Yeah, section 2. The sun had not come. We were sad. The sun had not come. We were frustrated. The sun had not come. We had traveled all this distance, disposed of our possessions, gathered our best thoughts, feelings, and dispositions. I myself had mounted a beach ball on an egg cup, placed it on a sundial in a public park, but the sun had not come. We set to bickering. Was that just a song about betting your bottom dollar that tomorrow, well, we'd bet our bottom dollar, and now we had no bottom dollar and no sun either? They made us empty our pockets, surrender our watches, dump out possessions out on the grass. But there were no coals, no lighters, no unicycles of the sun. The outer darkness merged with the inner so that there was no seam between them, no kitchen cupboards glowing in late afternoon, nothing flooding the solarium with its Swedish furniture and potted lemon trees. The rain is colder, the earth disappearing into the great ruined job sites of space. The entire organization, executive vice presidents, undersecretaries, the entire bureaucracy of the sun beginning to fall asunder. And as the constellations shifted and regrouped with icy deliberation, I could hear Typhon and Claudius quietly gnashing their teeth in the next lean-to. The black spruce in their crooked rows rain on the treated ripstop nylon orange from the dying fires. I want to go on and read the rest of it, but that would take us until dark. So that's my number one, that's the number one, that's the book, right? And I'm going to keep it. You want to number 2? Should I go to number 2? Yes. Okay. You know, I have a sort of an argument with this because I've always argued, I'm reading a hockey book right now, and I was remembering that I used to listen to the end of the hockey game because they gave out the 3 stars of the game. And I couldn't figure out why they gave the first star first and then the second and the third. Right? You hear who's the best and you hear second, third. Why didn't they do it the other way around? Third star first, second, then first. I don't know. A lot of things I don't understand about hockey, right? But part of it being, why do people watch hockey? But, like for instance, do they still have a team called the Richmond Roadrunners? There used to be a team out in Richmond called the Richmond Roadrunners. There's Roadrunners in Richmond? I don't think so. Right.
There was the Sockeyes.
Yeah, now that makes sense, right? Sockeyes make sense, salmon bellies make sense, right? The worst I know of is, I'm from the Okanagan, the Kelowna junior hockey team. They're called the Kelowna Rockets. What do you think they got on their jersey? A rocket? No, Ogo Pogo. I just had to get into making that little advertisement for my hockey book, but it's not coming out for a couple couple of years, so you just mark it down and get it when it comes out. Marie Rice. That's got to be how it's pronounced. R-E-I-S-S. It's a beautiful book. This is the survival rate of butterflies in the wild. It's not just that I like long titles. You know, I like short titles. I like one-word titles the best, but it's the book. This is published in Regina from Hagios. It's a press that's been around for about 5 years, I think. Anyway, they did it. And it's 95 pages long. Beautiful. He's done other things, Murray Rice, besides being a poet. And it's really hard to believe the information that one is given here, that this is his first book. He's not a young guy. He's an old guy. He's not as old as me, but he's an old guy. He's what we call in the trade, an old guy. Hard to believe. He did have a chapbook published over there. He lives on Salt Spring Island. But you know what? It won this book the Gerald Lambert Memorial Award, given by the League of Canadian Poets to the best first book of poetry. Right? So, again, I got a good eye. See, you were smart to pick me. Right? Okay. Give you a little background. The book is about the Holocaust, partly. His Murray Rice's father. He was born in Ontario, right? Somewhere near a Great Lake in Ontario, but his father was the only member of his family to survive the Nazi Holocaust. All his father's brothers, sisters, cousins, parents, all gone. He was the only one, and he immigrated to Canada. And like a lot of people, as you've probably heard before, people who were involved in wars or the Holocaust or whatever, he would never talk about it. And so the poet, as a kid, was stuck in a position of trying to get the story known to himself and others without ever hearing anything from his father about it. But he did decide that it was a kind of a responsibility for him to do so, right? So he had to figure out some way to, A, tell the story about his father, find out about it, and B, probably more important, tell the story about telling the story about his father, if you see what I mean. And I gotta tell you, he does a really, really good job. Like I said before, I really like clarity and accuracy. And the vocabulary in this book, despite the temptations that the subject matter might give you, is highly accurate, often understated. And his verse notation, how you handle the ends of lines, how you get from stanza to stanza, remembering that it's a vocal art, impeccable. And we're told of not only his longing for the story, but we get in what we've come to know as unmistakably Jewish humor. And then in that frame, we find a wonderful, hard resolution, and I mean resolution in both terms. I'm resolved to do this. 3 terms. This is how it's going to end up, and this is how clear it's going to be, like HD television. So I'm just going to read a few lines to give you a sense of that humor. Oh, I don't even have to look into the book, I typed them out. Now, he begins by talking about himself at an age when he is supposed to be getting ready to go through a ritual to become an adult in the Jewish faith. Right? For my 13th birthday, my father gave me a shovel. If you want to dig up Poland, be my guest. It's because that's what he'd been trying to dig this stuff up, and his father was just, I don't want to talk about it. Right? If you want to dig up Poland, be my guest. I took him at his word. My mistake. In our yard, the dirt was barely inches deep. Under that, a continent of rock. When I turned 14, my present was a file.